For another episode of the Miss Meyer Show. So make sure before we begin that you have your lovely textbook here, the Louisiana Journey. And remember, if you do not have this textbook, please let me know so we can make sure that you get it. So we are I'm gonna remove my. Okay, go see Kate. Go play my Kate. Bye. Bye.
You have to cut that out.
All right. So we are working now on chapter 5, which is the early colonists, the French people of Louisiana, the early explorers, French Louisiana. Doesn't that just sound pretty? So this chapter starts on page 96, and we're going to begin it now. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about in chapter 5 are the early explorers. Now, when we talk about explorers, a lot of times people think of conquistadors and things like that. Like Hernando de Soto, he was a conquistador. He was a Spanish conquistador. And basically what he wanted to do was take over land, to claim it for his country, but not only do that, but kind of convert the Native Americans to Christianity or Catholicism at that point, and kind of really just take everything they could. Well, the conquistadors did not have a very good reputation, and they were the first ones who came over to, after Christopher Columbus. Well, the guys that we're going to talk about that were coming to Louisiana were not conquistadors. These were French people. And yes, they were coming here to make a profit, but no, they were not coming here to, convert people to a specific or particular religion or anything like that. Well, when De Soto, after he died, many years after he died, Spain and England and France had established colonies in North America. Now, North America is this new, venturous world that people had never heard of, and it was like a way to make money. Here they were finding things that they didn't have over in Europe, things like corn, tobacco, certain types of tobacco, some types of like chocolate, some horses, sugar cane, things like that. So what they were doing is they were having like farms, kind of like, and they would cultivate these crops and they would send them and ship them back to, their native country. They would make money doing that. Well, England, France, and Spain, these were your these are your three major countries at this time. These were like the triple entente. Those of you who remember that in world history, I don't know if y'all remember that, but that's something anyway. Well, these three countries were like the big mamma jamma, okay, mamma jamma. And they were constantly at a battle to see who was going to be the best. 9 times out of 10, it was England. It just was. That was the big one at this time. Well, France, they had control of like the area of Canada, and that's why even today, there's a lot of French influence in Canada. So that's why we had France was up there. Well, the French decided that they wanted to have complete control of the Mississippi River, because France, what they were making bank doing was selling fur. It was fur trading. Certain places like Spain were doing the horses, the tobacco, and the sugar cane, and England was doing corn and minerals and things like that. France, they were making money selling the furs that they found in Canada. That was like the big thing, really. So they decided that they would love to have control over that Mississippi River, because if they controlled the entire Mississippi River, they could control who could, enter through the Mississippi River. They could protect the Canadian provinces that they have, and they could also set up forts and, plantations and such along that Mississippi River. Well, the one way that they were going to control the Mississippi River was by setting up a colony right at the mouth of the Mississippi River. And hello, that's Louisiana, right? So France decides, King Louis, that he is going to send a colony, send someone who is going to establish this colony. Well, this guy, this 39-year-old explorer, his name was René Robert Cavelier de La Salle. That was his whole name, okay? But we're just going to call him de La Salle. So he was the one who was, you know, commissioned, I guess, to come and found this colony. Well, La Salle believed that France should establish a colony at the mouth of the Mississippi River, like the very, very, very entrance to the Mississippi River. Well, what city, hello, in Louisiana, is at the center, excuse me, is at the mouth of the Mississippi River? It's New Orleans! What? All right, so that's why we have La Salle. You know, there's De La Salle High School, there's streets with La Salle, all those other kind of things. There's a reason for that. So La Salle believed that France should establish a colony at the mouth of the Mississippi River, because this way no one can enter into the river without France's permission. If they were trying to go through the Mississippi River, if they wanted to use that river for any kind of trading, they would have to have France's permission. And for people, for England and for Spain, that were setting up colonies kind of in the midpoints of the United States, the one main way that they were going to have to get their goods out and get them back to their country was to travel down the Mississippi River. And if France had control of that Mississippi River, they could keep the peace with these other two countries and also could make money by doing it. They could say, oh, England, you want to travel down the Mississippi River to transport your minerals that you've discovered? Well, we want $10,000. Oh, Spain, you want to come down the Mississippi River to bring those horses back to, you know, Europe? Well, we want $50,000. So these were all ways that they could control the whole commerce. Also, they could protect their fur interests in Canada. They could make sure that England or Spain was not going to come in and try to ransack things and take over. Because fur was a pretty hot commodity at this time. You know, there's no central heat. And in Europe, it's very, very cold. So furs were one way, serious way, that they used not only to, you know, keep themselves warm, but they also used them as insulation, especially during the winter. Well, La Salle went to this colony. He went there and he established this colony. And he also believed that this, you know, this area, this mouth of the Mississippi area would be a great way to establish a French naval colony. So he goes there and he tries to establish this colony. And he landed probably somewhere in Plaquemines Parish, somewhere around, you know, that area around, I guess, like the St. Bernard, Plaquemines area. That's where he pretty much landed. And when he got there, he basically just, you know, erected a big cross, and he said, this is land now that belongs to France. This is it. There was no, like, you know, any kind of negotiations with the Native Americans that were living in Louisiana at the time. There was none of that. They just basically said, this is ours now. Thank you. This belongs to France. No matter that they were Native Americans that were living there for thousands and thousands of years. That didn't matter. Okay, so they basically said that this was now Louis's land, and that's what they were calling it, Louis's land, and then in English it was Louisiane. Well, that's what they called it. And then he went and returned to France. He went back to France and he said, hey, King Louis, I made it, I did it, I set up a colony, now I need to get some more people, I need some more supplies, and we're going to go there and we're going to establish it and make it like totally awesome. Make sure. La Salle gets, he gets some settlers, he gets supplies, he gets ships, and he sets off to establish this new Mississippi River colony. The second expedition was not a very good one. It did not work very well for La Salle. First, I mean, you gotta understand, there's no Siri at this time. La Salle can't, like, put in the coordinates to, you know, the Louisiana and get there. He's got to go all kind of crazy stuff to try and find his location. So he misses. He doesn't hit it correctly. He kind of lands way off course and lands actually somewhere along the lines of like Galveston, Texas. And he gets off the boat and the guys are like, hey, La Salle, we are not where we're supposed to be. And La Salle says, no big deal. Let's get back on the boat, man, and we'll go right back over there. I know where we are. you know, typical guy, doesn't want to ask for directions. Well, they go in and get on their boat, they walk it over there, and this big thunderstorm happens, and it's like lightning and all this other kind of stuff. And lightning strikes the ship and burns down. So now they don't have any way to get back to this colony. So LaSalle says, no problem, man, no problem. We got this covered. We're gonna walk right there. It's right next door. We can walk there, no big deal. So the guys are like, all right, I guess, let's just, you must know where he's going, so let's follow him. So they get in, you know, they're walking around, and they just happen to be just going in circles. Just going in circles. And the guy is saying, LaSalle, do you know where you're going? LaSalle says, yeah, I know where I am. I know where I am. So, needless to say, his own men became very frustrated in LaSalle's attempt to get them to Canada, because that's eventually where he said he was going to have to go. He basically said, I'm not going to make it to Louisiana. We're going to walk to Canada, because it's right up there, and we're going to get, like, some help. That's what his thought process was thinking. Now, you can imagine just how far Canada is from Texas. So, but they didn't know the geography of the United States like we do now. So LaSalle's men got extremely irritated, and they ended up killing him. They murdered him, and they went and they lived with the Native Americans, and that's all we know about that. So LaSalle was murdered by his own men, trying to find Canada, walking from Texas. That's the thing. Well, France and England at this time, you're still trying to establish these big colonies in the United States. Alright, hi guys, so as per your request, you have requested the blindfolded baby food challenge. I have in front of me these lovely baby food jars. I don't know what is in them at all. I do see some colors, but I mean, I don't know what those mean. I'm a little concerned about this brown one. Really concerned about that one. So without further ado, I'm gonna put on my blindfold. And my assistant, here's your spoon.
She eats out a baby spoon.
Okay. I really can't see anything, I promise. I'm not cheating. Oh, and don't just shove it in my mouth because I don't like that. Don't do that.
Okay, okay.
Okay, don't give me a huge amount. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Show the camera what the first one is so that they know. Alright, oh, where's my water?
Mom.
What? Okay, wait.
There's nothing on here, but you know.
Okay, okay.
That's what it looks like.
Wait, stop! Okay, Katie, I'm ready. I'm ready. Ooh!
I didn't even give you one yet.
You have to describe it to us as you eat it.
Open up.
I'm scared.
It's open.
I'm scared.
Come on, then.
Okay.
I think that's a little bit too much.
Yes, don't give me a lot because I'll throw up. Don't do that.
Let's just most of it off, okay?
Okay.
Open.
That's not bad. It tastes like cranberries.
No, it is prunes.
Prunes!
You ready for the next one?
That wasn't bad. That shows you right there that it's not. It's all in your mind. It was okay.
You ready for the next one?
Okay. Okay.
You gotta show me what it is.
Sure. Show me what it is. Wait, I gotta see if I get any right. Okay.
It looks so good.
Focus. Oh my gosh, focus. Y'all can read that. Yeah.
Yeah, you might like this one.
I might
Okay,
like
there
this
you go. You saw it for like a second.
one. I didn't see any.
No, it wouldn't focus.
Okay.
And if you want more, you can just tell me.
I don't
No, but these smell good.
Okay.
Just open up.
I just want that.
If you don't know what it is, you can just have a little more.
Pears?
No, it was bananas.
Bananas. Okay. Okay.
He's not doing very well.
Is that good?
That one was okay, but I don't want any more. Alright, I'm ready for next.
Next one. This one is very interesting.
Oh, don't say that! You scared me, bro.
Why won't it focus? There we go.
Okay, Katie.
Yep. This will really quench your
Oh my gosh, I'm
hunger.
so scared. I'm so
This
scared.
one has 3 ingredients.
3 ingredients?
Hey, put your blindfold down, no peeking.
I'm not peeking.
It's mushy.
It's mushy. Oh, it sounds great.
Open up!
Oh, I'm scared! Green beans.
It is just.
Green beans?
It's
No,
just.
What's the other two?
It's green beans. It's two. There's more.
It's just peas, green beans, and
peas.
asparagus.
That was horrifying. That was the word.
You
that,
feed that to your children,
Oh,
so
God.
why shouldn't you be?
That was horrible.
Okay, I gave you a bucket to throw open.
Thanks, babe. All right, ready for next one. That one was pretty bad.
Alright, sure, Bill.
Okay, I'm ready.
This one might taste good too.
Oh.
I can't. Oh my gosh.
Gosh. Don't give me a terrible one right after that one.
Yeah, it's not gonna be terrible.
Okay.
Oh, we should give her this one.
Oh yeah, that one's gonna be interesting.
I don't want the interesting one. Come on, give us the next one.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want to have a mix? At the end, we'll just make a
No. Come on.
Open up, baby.
You spilled your water.
You're lying, little turd.
You got water.
That was horrible.
You want to taste the?
No, I don't want to taste it. That's carrots. Is it carrots?
It's squash.
Yeah.
You all grounded.
No.
You're grounded. You smell.
Yeah, we were going to give you the real one.
I need some real water.
This is the real.
No, I'm not taking any until y'all give me some water.
Oh, no, you're going.
Oh, do you some
No,
kind
I'm
of drink?
videotaping. Go
Go
get
give me
it.
some drink. Any drink. I don't care. Just give me some drink.
Open up, baby.
No. Baby says no until I get some water.
So this is we're gonna
Go
give her
get.
next.
Hey, go get me some water. Go get mommy some drink.
Okay.
Okay.
Focus your camera.
No, because you're moving.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's why I said to do it with the phone.
Sorry.
Go give it to them.
That was
Here you
really.
go.
Just can't find it.
Why does this feel warm? You're giving me something terrible. All right. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, so this is the next one we're gonna
Is
give
this
her.
the last one?
No, there's two more.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. No, there's one.
All right, give it to her.
There's only one.
No, there's another one we didn't give her yet. Saving that one for last.
Okay. Open up, baby.
That one's good.
There's more.
That is applesauce.
Apples, same thing.
All right, that one.
And this is the last one.
I'm scared. I can't handle when Vivian wears my drink. Don't drink my drink. Okay. I'm ready.
You ready for the next one? This one is interesting. Mom, this one's mushy too.
No, you don't. You say mushy, and I get nervous.
Was that good?
And now it's just the juice.
Vivi, would you want to
was
try
the bad
it?
one.
That
That
was
was the worst one. Which one was that?
That was sweet potatoes.
Ugh. And is that it?
I mean, no, there's one more.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, thank God. All right, so that was a baby food challenge.
I should give one to Vivian.
Let's see, that was horrible.
All right, Vivi, your turn.
I think they were all nasty, especially the vegetables. This is the one that made me want to die. That was pretty bad. That one.
Vivi, your turn. Come on.
No, y'all so cruel. Why don't y'all do it?
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
All right, so send me in your requests.
You're like crying.
I know. That's how bad it was. I had like water coming out my eyes. It was terrible. So send me in your request. I am more than happy to honor them as long as they're just not that bad. No way. See you guys next time. Bye. No, tell me, what's the code word for today? What's the code word?
Christmas.
Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Say bye.
Bye.